here today on our second week in presentation of the one and most exclusive program, Dinaledi Tsa Tlhabollo, meaning the stars of development, right here at Tlhabollo House Studios in the rural communities of Maja, Chweni and Mulapo clusters. Of course, indeed, we just coming from a very hectic weekend. Of course, we've seen people paying the last respect of Mama Winnie Mandela. People came out in multitudes, of course, government officials, ANC veterans, and members and supporters at Orlando Stadium in Soweto filled up to capacity. Important to recall, of course, not forgetting our local integrated development plan, which took place at Maja, Chweni and Mulapo clusters. Right here at Ramakata, we have seen, of course, government officials from the Polokwane municipality and residents from Ward 1 to 2 in these rural areas. Of course, tribal residents and, of course, tribal councillors, they came together and many of them, they drafted a list of priorities where, of course, they were about to be taken to consideration in the 2018 and 19 Limpopo government election government budget, of course. And well, just before taking a short break, our guest for today is not that difficult, but dangerously unacknowledged. The Masupatsela, a non-profit organization working to pave a bright future through education programs in the rural community of Maja. Meanwhile, stay tuned as we go for a coffee break. Welcome back. To be sure, you are still with us right here at Dinaledi Tsa Tlhabollo, your one and most informative program in quest for transforming the rural community. Still joined by my guest here with me, the Masupatsela. Ladies and gentlemen, you are welcome here at Tlhabollo House. Before going from pillar to post, we're just going to shoot straight to the questions. What are your names, and tell us a brief history about Masupatsela? I don't know who I'm going to start with, a lady or a gentleman, but they say ladies first. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. My name is Olga Ramshai, as known as Katar. Most of them they call me Katar. And I'm the head and the founder of Masupatsela. And I'm going with my colleague here.
Deputy Secretary of Masupatsela.
Okay. If you can just tell us a brief history about your organization, Masupatsela. As you said, you are the founder, of course. These are the people who found the organization. And then,
okay, thank you. Yes, we do have Masupatsela as an educational organization, which is a non-profit organization, which has been established in 2016 on the 2nd of September. It was being founded by me, hence I've told yourself that my name is Olga Ramshai. And then it's been allocated at Sepakabatu High School at office number 044. And then it's been registered in last year, which is 2017, the 14th of September, as an NGO, perhaps.
Okay.
Yes.
So actually, what inspired you to start an organization like that of your mission? I hear you speak about education programs. If you can also explicate or explain some of these programs which you are currently doing in the community.
Yeah. I've been it's I can put it like this. I've having a lot of children along the street of mine. So they've been struggling. As you can see, there's a grade 11 learners, grade 12 learners whom can't read and write. And I've been noticing that, and then I decided to come up with this kind of an organization as it is going to help or based on reading and writing in our first and second language. That's why I've started that organization. And then I was going along Majas Spuneti, Kopromaini, Fede Matani, to look for other people who can help me with this thing. Then I found those kind of people, which is Mulala Mani, and then we are 6 in the organization. We come up with that thing, and then we produce it, and then it's going more and abroad.
If you can just tell me, what would one expect when they visit Masupatsela? My lady here said you are currently operating at Sipakabatu. It's a former secondary school in our village, of course. We know that. So, if you can just explain what would one expect, and if you are also catering for people with disabilities, are you also catering for them? The activities that one can expect when they visit Masupatsela.
Okay.
Yeah,
So program here rena re thusa bana ba ka different things like sporting, so lo go bala like a tlhalositse ra ba thusa go bala le go ngwala, then re le feleria le one sekolo se se mo sa di bana ba lo ba ga botse ke ka bosadi re feleria bona le bona re ya go tlhola bona re go like raloka le bona re ba ruta go bala le go ngwala the whole day. So like other primaries, so mo primaries ka Wednesday ke tšatši la gore ke tšatši la sports re le bona grounding ra tlhola bona re ba ruta sports. So since go ine netball le soccer ile ra sekolo se sengwe re lo introduce cricket.
Yeah.
So really re tlhoka go introduce bona ba close jara ina ka ba ruta cricket, so ba sanga ba le bothata mo ba mo tsela tha.
Okay, monna ga molele man. I'm just gonna go off to the topic and the agenda of today. Go ka lebella most of rural areas, even if you go to outing, if they see you doing something out of the ordinary. We had a guest here last month. This young boy from our village, a 20-year-old boy, Barken Mpoma Makutu, who is a mechanical engineer student. He developed stuff like excavator. So we interviewed last week on our first show, Dinaledi Tsa Tlhabollo. So lena jwale ka Masupatsela le na le experience ya all these comments in the rural villages about rural villages because they are marginalized. But including the okay, if you are from a rural area, you can't do them because have you ever considered such remarks and thoughts that exist within the rural people?
Yes, but I still also do una put local like a moment because we do like what you like the country or explore most challenge. So until we our own Luci return to la pillar at developer, like our school. Yeah, more rural because mostly one of our striking them why short activities like I'm going to form a color no put a one of the mood should pull mostly into the so read like this program no push hore maybe re ka no include le sporting wa tla ba ke le mogolong go
Yeah. Well, we are taking one last short break. Stay tuned. Greetings to you once again out there. You are still watching Dinaledi Tsa Tlhabollo right here at Tlhabollo House. We are still joined by Masupatsela. In fact, it's the founders of Masupatsela, the founder and co-founder, Mr. Abraham Mulelemane and Olga Ramushai. They are right here with me. We are in the studios discussing the very important socially pressing issues, and of course Masupatsela as one of the organizations that is working to pave a bright future for the coming generations right here in our villages. Well, my ladies and gentlemen, we're just gonna go straight to the question. Let's talk about the integrated development plan which took place last Thursday at Maja Training and Mulapotlastas. It was of course a courtesy of Polokwane municipality. We've had officials and representatives from Polokwane municipality where they came to collect a list of priorities from residents originating from Ward 1 up to Ward 5. We've seen representatives of the community delegated by the councillors. They were actually voicing out their needs, things that they were needed to be taken into consideration looking at the 2018 and 19 local budget in the Polokwane municipality. Well, there were some of the priorities that were listed, especially by Ward 2, Ramaja. They spoke about RDPs, toilets, and of course water reticulations. They spoke something about connecting water taps as per households. I just want to hear from you as Masupatsela to say, what do you think about government support? Is there any support that you think government is overlooking organizations like yours in terms of a list of priorities that was given there? Or perhaps, should I say, it's because you were not there as Masupatsela, but you know, Tlhabollo House was there, and on behalf of these organizations with a mission like of Rural Community Development Institute like us, I just needed to know if is government overlooking organizations like Masupatsela? Do you think, is there any speedy process in terms of helping organizations like yours? I don't know who's going to answer this question, because I trust you are the leadership of the organization, so I believe you know more about this. You've been in contact with people from government. So you can just be free.
Alright, yeah, thank you again. According to my view, I don't see anything that government is doing, perhaps to help such like NGOs like us. They mostly like, how can I put it, like overlooking some toilets, like such as toilets, taps, what and whatsoever. I don't think like the people like us, they take us serious, because you can go to maybe, for instance, NYDA. When you get there, you can't get any help. You can go to municipality straight, Polokwane municipality. When you get there, you don't get any help. So I don't think they take us serious, like such an NGO like us. And we are very, 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 very helpful to our kids or our learners here at our villages. So I don't see any help coming from our government or whatsoever. Yeah.
Well, you've heard it for yourself. I'm just going to move to you, Mr. Mulelaman. I'm not sure when, if you mentioned when you have started as an organization. As an organization, if you can explain your satisfaction about the support you currently receive. You know, there is this issue at Maja Clinic. You know, they are now running out of nurses. It's only 3 now left. Yeah, it's only 3 now left as one of the health committee members at the clinic. So one of the issues faced there is that there is no support from government. They always complain about budget. They will tell you, no, you don't have budget. The government, the department has paid its debt, old debts. So it's like we are working on a standstill debt. You don't come out of debt. You are always owing someone as the department. So you as Masupatsela, I just want to know if you are satisfied with the kind of leadership that we have in our rural communities, including political parties. Does Masupatsela see any progress through such relations to the best of its ability?
So far, no, I'm not satisfied because, like, political party abanye ke go ntsha tšhelete o re nyaka a ba ntsha tšhelete e nngwe e tsene mo lekalapeng tša bona. That's why re kgona go leka loke dintšhi mo di-ruraleng tša rena. For instance, go ne le project ya di-toilete because I know gore di-toilete di re thuša go mageng but di thuša ka mokgwa mohuta mang. Kliniki ke ntho le gore go swentše gore go ebe ke tla reng ke ntho le gore e thuša setšhaba ka mekgwa mentši and e re thuša kudu when it comes to health. So government ya rena so far a ke tsebe gore problem e ka ba eleng, but since re na le new president, I think we pray for what there will be changes.
Okay, can I add on to that?
Yes.
Yeah. Yes, he can say he's not satisfied, but I can say a little bit more. I am. We are having these leaders there out there, some political parties and other parties. We've got SSCP, which is a South African Communist Party. It helps us a lot. By the time we were launching, there was this other guy by the name of Lawrence Shilave. He helped us a lot. He was giving us some advices and some referrals. I remember for the last time we were going to Department of Education, he gave us the referrals there. And then for now I can see that there is a progress there because they are trying to help us with some stipends so that our staff can get some stipends.
Okay.
Because like we are helping 9 schools in our Mgodumo circuit, and we are still having a lot of schools here to cover this whole Mgodumo circuit. So I can say, yeah, some other parties, they helped us a lot. And then we were having some local businessmen here, which is Malela, Kubiani, I don't know how to put it, I don't know, Kubiani Ali, they were helping us a lot.
Yeah.
But we were having ANC and other parties. We called our councillor, he never showed up. She never showed up. We called our secretary, he never showed up. Our branch secretary. So I don't see any help. I don't see anything that they are doing for us to have something. So I can say those kind of parties and others, they don't help us at all. Yeah. But some others, and then we were having Vodacoms and other agencies such as NDA. They help us a lot. So I can say somewhere we are satisfied. And then the tribal authorities, they send us a donor, and then at least he came there to attend our event.
Yeah, but these donors, they are old people.
Yes, they
how,
are.
How do you work with them? Because they are old people. I mean, you hear someone complaining about watching and this person is there leading you. Where are we going actually?
For now, I can say no way, because for us that day, we were expecting someone, at least in Khan, for example.
Yeah.
We were expecting him because I know if they could have delegated him, he was going to come there and then implement at something,
Yeah.
or intervene and then have something in return. You see?
Okay. Masupatsela, what are your challenges?
We have a lot of challenges. I can say Masupatsela is an NGO, which is non-profit organization. We don't have any income. So my challenge is one. For the first time, I came up with this kind of a problem. I said I can go out there and look for other youth people who can come and then volunteer to help our kids, because I can assume that they are our kids. So none of them, they never come. They just said that we can't come here and work for nothing. We want something. So our challenge is that people out there, especially us youth, they don't want to work for nothing. Yes. So each and every now and then, every time we change stuffs, because others they draw, others they came because they are dedicated. Some like people like Mlelama, they are dedicated to do their work. You see. So that is our heavy challenge. And then the second challenge is that our parents, people out there, they say like, how can I teach my son or teach my baby or my kid? Where did he get some like professional whatever degree or something? You see, so they undermine us. That's our lot of challenges there.
Well,
so other than that, we don't have any, because like the Masupatsela staff, they are very dedicated, and vibrant, and they're energetic. Yeah.
That's interesting. Well, you've heard it yourself from Masupatsela. I'm not sure if you are the youth out there who's watching this program right now. They complain about youth, insisting that youth wants to work for money. In other words, should I say that?
Yeah.
They want to work for money,
Good.
they can't work for free. So that's the problem right now that we're having in the rural community. We're just going to take a short break for now and then we'll wrap up. Good day, Dumelang, Sanbonani. We are back live here at Dinaledi Tsa Tlhabollo. We are wrapping up our interview with the Masupatsela. Of course, it's a non-profit education program or organization in the rural community of Maja. Well, guys, we are running out of time. It's just one last question, and you're also gonna say something to our audience out there, those people who are watching us. If there's anything you want to tell them. But then, to my last question, where would you like to see yourselves in the next 5 years?
Okay. So really is successful, whereby the assistant teachers more the public school, also the private school already then the secondary reintroduce the program here.
Okay, before that, okay, I hear you talking about assistant teachers in the public schools. I'm not sure when was it when we spoke, Sister Olga. You said something about giving your learners certificates, stuff like that. Are you giving them certificates to say, okay, after you have completed your studies at Masupatsela, This is a kind of certificate that you get from us, accredited by the Department of Education.
Okay. No, yet we are not accredited. It's just that the education promised us, like there were this other man, he came to us by the name of Mr. Mutafo. He told us that we must make sure that in the public schools, like rural areas, we came up with the assistant teachers because they are paid, those kind of people.
Okay.
At private schools, they have the assistant teachers. That is why they've got the high rate of pass rate, the private schools. So we're trying so hard so that program, at the end of the day, we produce that kind of people. So by then, that's where they're going to get something, like a license for sales, which is South African council or what. Yeah. At the end of the day, they're going to get that. Our staffs, our only staffs, because like now our program is basically based on helping the primary learners from grade 4 to grade 9 at high schools, how to read and write, more especially spelling and English.
Okay.
And then we're going there at their schools to help them afterwards. And the other related activities such as homeworks, assignments, and others, because there are a lot of children out there, they're staying at home with their old peoples, like their grannies and stuff. Others, they are just parents, those are like to neglect their kids. So you may find that a kid, when he or she came back to school, there's no one who is helping him or her with something else. So we, Masupatsela, we are doing that. Yeah.
Sounds very interesting. Well, you've heard it from yourself. That was Masupatsela, co-founder, and the founder, Sister Olga Ramushai and Abraham Mulelelamani. Thanks very much for watching. You can keep in touch with us right here at Tlhabollo House headquarters in our studios. #Dinaledi Tsa Tlhabollo. These are our stars. They are trying to develop our rural communities. If you are also a sponsor out there and a donation giver, you can also keep in touch with them. Their numbers, they are right there on the screen. You can keep in touch with them. Thanks very much.